All right, good morning, traders. Today is the last day of the open house, December 28th, 2023. Okay, my SPY pivot this morning is 476.04. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5, FNGU, Diamond Dow, S&P 500, SPY, IWM, and QQQ, that'd be the NASDAQ, remain in bullish daily uptrends. The SPY and the IWM made new yearly highs yesterday. They inked out new yearly highs. FNGU is making a bull flag, consolidating under the 240 level. I think it broke out this morning a little bit. So that's 240 level resistance. Diamond Dow is making a bull flag, consolidating under 375.50 resistance level. QQQ inked out another new all-time high. SLV remains bullish, but appears to be stuck in quadrant 3. Again, same as yesterday, of the last pullback that made the higher low on the daily chart. Gold remains incredibly bullish, making a new yearly high yesterday. USO technically in an uptrend, but failed to hold price above the daily downtrend line. So we'll see what happens with that today. UNG finally is in a daily uptrend, making that higher high yesterday and still consolidating at the $5 level. US dollar index resumed its daily downtrend, finally breaking below the rubber band candle and headed back towards those July lows. So let's go look at some charts. Start off with the, nope, don't want to change that. Start off with the SPY. All right, so here's SPY yesterday. Got a higher low and a higher high. I just want to point out this is setting up for the birthday trade. Good morning, Marley. All right, so this is really setting up for the birthday trade. So you're probably going to want to know, what is the birthday trade, right? Okay, so we have a base. And let's put the base in, all right? Not yet. Hold on. I think I wanted, yep, that's the one I wanted. Okay, so let's put the base in. So you see how price has just moved sideways, kind of in a bull flag up here, consolidating. So here's the base, right about there. All right, or right about there, okay, 475.50. What price does, it shoots up. And then like a student slamming that red rubber school ball down onto the blacktop, okay, hits the base, and then bounces twice as high up over his head. You see what I'm saying? So wherever the top is, we're going to measure it off, take it all the way back to the base, and then we're going to look for the base to hold, okay? And then we're going to watch for price to resume and continue and turn around and go back up. But this time when it goes up twice as high. Okay? Now, the twice as high part usually doesn't complete until tomorrow morning. All right? So it may get all the way back to the highs late today. It's an all-day affair most of the time. Okay? It comes back down and then goes straight back up. Not straight back up. I mean, it'll put in lots of waffles on the way. But comes back down, hits the base, and bounces like a red rubber school ball back up there. So that's what we're playing. This is the only trade that I've ever gone all in on, because I'm so confident that it will work. And that's the reason. Because of my confidence level of playing this trade over and over and over again. Now, the reason why it would work out today is because there's nothing over to the left. The only thing over to the left is the all-time high. So there's only one candle over there to the left, and that's going to be the target, which is like 479.98 or 94, something like that. Okay, let me move this up, because that's where like the all-time high is, up there. So that's what I'm looking for to possibly happen today. I'm not going to say it's going to happen. We may just, gap up and go. All right, but I think I really think that they're going to go up, and then they're going to make a violent move back down to the base, and they're probably going to spike it real hard. Okay, it's going to be a deep spike. It might even come down to, I don't know, 470, right there, and then they're going to come back up here. And as soon as they get that 10-minute uptrend going on, that's when I want to nail it. All right? And then you're going to look for it. And it'll take them a little while. This is an all-day thing. So if you're waiting for something to happen in the next 5 minutes, probably not going to work out like that. All right? It's an all-day thing. And they'll come back up here. And when they get that 10-minute uptrend, that's going to be the 3 on top of the 8. On the 10-minute chart, that's the 3 EMA over the 8 EMA, all right, on that 10-minute chart. And then we're going to ride that, and we'll take it up to the top, and hopefully it's going to go off twice as high. So we'll see what happens. This is setting up for it. Not saying it's going to happen, but I'm just saying be prepared. It's the only trade that I've ever pushed all my chips into the middle of the table and saying, I'm going all in on this. All right. It's the only trade I ever do because my confidence level is so high for this trade. All right. So the base needs to hold. That's the critical point. So we're going to wait for the base to hold. And then when price comes back up through it, that will be when we can nail it. All right. So there's SPY. Definitely bullish, making new yearly highs yesterday. All right. We're already gapping up this morning. So let's just say SPY's target is 480, okay, and the base is 475.50, and you know that they want to go up to 480 because that would be the next resistance level, right? So where would the halfway point be? Well, let's just say probably maybe 477.50, 478, right about there. Look for price to reverse and then start coming back down towards the base. And then we'll watch for the base to hold. And once we got that 10-minute uptrend where the 3 is now on top of the 8, then we can start to play that back to the upside. All right, so there's SPY. There's the morning plan. All right, not saying it's gonna happen that way. It may just gap up and go to 480. That's a possibility too. All right, but this is setting up to look like the birthday trade. So we'll see what happens. All right, so stay tuned because could be a lot of money to be made today. A lot of money. Don't want to miss out on those profits. So we're going to be ready for it. So there's SPY. Let's go back, take a look at QQQ. All right, so here's the daily chart. There's SPY, definitely in an uptrend. QQQ. All right, QQQ inking out a higher high yesterday. Right there, another all-time high for QQQ. Nice work on the QQQ. So things are bullish. Things are looking good for everything to play out. All right. QQQ, daily uptrend, no doubt about it. All right. IWM. IWM prints out a new yearly high. Right there. Okay. Definitely in an uptrend. Things are looking good. IWM. All right. No doubt about it. IWM's in an uptrend. FNGU. FNGU. Bull flag consolidating right here underneath 240 level. Okay, we're gapping up 242 already this morning. Things are working out. No doubt about it, it's in a daily uptrend. All right, so this is bullish. All right, so let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow inking out a new all-time high for Diamond Dow right there yesterday. Higher low, higher high. Market's still bullish even though some of the main players have gone home and they've turned on the computers. Market is still very much bullish. I think they want to set a new all-time high for SPY before the end of the year. So it could happen. It could happen. It could happen on Friday. We'll see what happens. But it's still, I think they want to do it. If they don't do it this year, I think they want to do it by the 2nd of January. All right, a new all-time high. So we'll see what happens. There's Diamond Dow. So we did IWM, we did SPY, we did QQQ, we did FNGU. All right, everything in an uptrend, no doubt about it, right? So let's go to USO. Here's our crude oil. All right, so crude oil, see if I got my chart for crude oil. That's not, yeah, there it is. All right, so crude oil made higher highs. Here was the last high. So it's technically in an uptrend. So it's making higher lows and higher highs, higher lows and higher highs. Here's the downtrend line, and you notice they couldn't hold price over the downtrend line. So, you know, they could go back and make another lower low. We'll see what they want to do. All right, but technically we're in an uptrend right now. All right, so maybe they can turn this thing around today sometime. We'll see. Maybe that will just be a spike of the backside of the downtrend line. But USO technically in an uptrend, but failed to break out of or hold price over the downtrend line. So keep an eye on USO for some possibilities. If they can hold price up over 70, I think we have a winner here for USO. All right, UNG. UNG finally made a higher high yesterday. Notice UNG has broken the downtrend line and is holding price up over it. And you see right here, here's UNG. Here we got a higher low and we inked out a higher high. So UNG technically not a really strong uptrend, but technically it's in an uptrend right now and breaking the downtrend line and holding price there. So good work for the UNG. All right. The bad news is still in a bear flag. All right. Still got a bear flag going on. So we'll see what happens. I think they can make it back to probably this $6 level. We'll see what happens there with UNG. Okay. Silver and gold. So here's silver making the higher low and just kind of consolidating here in bull flag formation at the midpoint in quadrant 3. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3. See? All right. Now gold acting a little more strong, or much stronger than silver. We'll see. So that silver's in an uptrend making higher lows. Gold also in an uptrend making higher lows as well and producing yet again a new high right there. So there's a new yearly high for gold yesterday. Higher low, higher high. A lot of things bullish yesterday. Even though maybe a lot of people on vacation, excuse me, everything was really looking bullish. Even oil and nat gas. Not so much oil, but nat gas was. So energy's kind of like turning the corner. It looks like it. We'll see what happens. So there's gold moving up, making a new yearly high there yesterday. So gold's breaking out. You can see well past the quadrant lines there. So now let's take a look at our transports. Transports kind of consolidating here. You can see right there, 265.40, 265.50, right around there. So transports definitely still in an uptrend, just still consolidating. It doesn't look like they're done with their move. Looks like they want to march up even further. We'll see how many more marchings they got going on. SMH is starting to, SMH puts in another new all-time high yesterday. Higher low, higher high. So this is another all-time high made yesterday on SMH. Let's take a look at XLF. So our financials. All right, consolidating here in bull flag formation. All right, right underneath 37.50, 37.60. And where are they this morning? 37.60. So looking like they're ready to spike that resistance level this morning. We'll see what happens. Whole lot of winding up of energy to pop to the upside. We'll see if they can pop it and hold it. So there's XLF. And XLF, this is the January high. You can see XLF producing yearly highs a couple weeks ago. So we're back to challenge those all-time highs for the year. Those are yearly highs, all right? Not all-time highs. All-time highs way up here. So this will be challenging the yearly high, all right? Here on the last 2 trading days of the year. So there's XLF. All right, let's take a look at some dollar. Let's take a look at the dollar index. All right, so here's the dollar index. You can see this is a daily chart. You can see the dollar index spiked down and then retraced a little bit. So you can see we broke the rubber band candle. That would be this red candle. Here's the flat 200. And you can see here's the rubber band candle. I give it 1 candle past the spike candle is the rubber band candle. So here's the 1 clean candle past the spike candle. This would be the spike because it goes through it. And you can see right here, then it consolidated, and then it finally broke that rubber band candle. So we're headed back down towards those July lows. So there's U.S. dollar. Now, as the dollar drops, it makes our goods and services more competitive against the other foreign markets. All right, so that's very good for our markets here in the U.S. when the dollar is weak. Not great for CPI or inflation, but let me just say it's good for our markets overseas. All right, it's great for GDP, right? But not so good for CPI. All right, so you got to kind of like, the Fed has a difficult job trying to thread the needle of keeping GDP high, but also keeping inflation low. It's not easy. I know we're all very critical of Mr. Powell sometimes, but it's not an easy job. So we'll see what happens here. So there's the U.S. dollar index. Economic calendar. Let me make sure I'm on the right day today. Thursday, this morning, 8:30. International trade goods, 8:30. Jobless claims, 8:30. Retail inventories, 8:30. Wholesale inventories, 8:30. Pending home sales, 10. Natural gas report, 10:30. Petroleum report, 11. All right, then a Fed balance sheet after the market closes. So nobody speaking today. That's pretty good. For tomorrow, Chicago PMI, 9:45. It's about 15 minutes after the market opens. And that's about it. So there we go for Thursday and Friday. Friday will be the last trading day of 2023. And then we start again on the 2nd of January for 2024. I'm going to say it now. I want to wish everybody a safe New Year's Eve and a happy New Year for 2024. All right? So be safe, and I hope you have a great time New Year's Eve. Max Pain for today is 474. I don't really see it happening. All right, put the call ratio is 1 3/4 puts to every call. All right, Max Pain for tomorrow. That'll be expiration Friday, 470. All right, and 2-1 puts to call. So 2 puts for every call. and the max pain is 470. I don't think they'll go for it, but we'll see what happens. I think they're more. They got their eyesight on putting in a new high, a new all-time high for SPY. That's what I think they got their sights on, and I think they're going to do it. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so we did the economic calendar. Now I could go through the NASDAQ and pick out the notables. I'm just going to tell you, there's nothing. There's no earnings that are going to be market moving. I don't even think there's very few even in the billions as far as market cap. So there's nothing. So there's no earnings this week, today or tomorrow, that are going to actually move the markets. We like to watch the big ones like Apple, Caterpillar, things like that. Those are the ones that kind of move the markets. John Deere, Boeing, the big industrials. So there's XLF. We did that. Now let's talk about, all right, we're going to talk about how BYOB can benefit you. Like, what is it? What is a basic trade setup? All right. So let's just go to gold, because I made a price alert, and I put a price alert for a buy on gold, I don't know, a couple days ago. I think it was right up here. All right, so let's go to the 10-minute, because I said right here, this is a good price for gold. Right on this candle right here, that I'm buying gold right here. All right. So what do I look for? All right. I'm looking for a bullish chart. So let's just see if gold's a bullish chart. That's what we need first. Okay. In order for the day trade to work out, all right, I'm going to want something that's bullish. All right. Especially if I'm going to play it long. So I got to make sure it's bullish on the bigger time frame. All right. So let's just go to the daily. Actually, let's go to the 4-hour. All right. So this is gold. Now on the 4-hour, it's making higher lows and higher highs, right? So that's bullish, right? All right. Now what else is it doing? All right. And on the 4-hour, the 3 is up over the 8. 3 is my yellow line. VWAP is the gold line. So 3 is up over the 8. So that's bullish, right? It's moving up. It's staying on top of the 8. The 8 would be the slower moving average, while the 3 would be the faster one. Okay, so the 3 is up on top of the 8. So that's working out. So this is what I'm looking for. All right, I'm looking for something's bullish on the daily. It's bullish on the 2-hour or the 4-hour right here. You can see because the 3 is on top of the 8. Okay, and now I'm looking for an opportunity on the 10-minute chart, because my trade, my BYOB trade, is the 10-minute cross. All right, I use a 10-minute chart, but first I have to find something that's bullish on the bigger picture. I want the market to be bullish at the same time as my stock or the product of choice is also bullish. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for confirmation, things that are working out. So, you can pretty much draw a line right here, okay? Let's just say that none of this ever happened and you still got this high over here, okay? So there's the high over here. And what am I looking at? See how price is kind of winding up here? Getting ready for the breakout. All right. See how this has been resistance? We came up here and you got a wick, knocks it down. You got a wick, it knocks it down. Oh, we closed the whole day candle. Oh, no, we got knocked down. So this level, 189.78, that's resistance, right? So now we wind up. You can see price wind up. Because why? Because we're making, see the higher lows? See the higher lows as they come in, then you get the bullish engulfing. So you can see price winding up for the breakout. And then they finally break out. They pull back to this area. All right, resistance is not a line, it's an area. They pull back to prior resistance, which now acts as support and begins to move up. You see that? It pulls back and it shows you the confirmation that you're looking for. All right, so we break through resistance, test it for support, and it works. Now the bulls engage and they start to work price up. So I put out an alert. I'm going to go to the 10-minute chart so you can see where I put that alert right here. All right, so I put out this alert on the 26th, day after Christmas. All right, hey, gold looks good. It's making higher lows. See this? Here's a low. It made a higher low. All right, so I put out an alert. Hey, I'm picking up some gold right here. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the 3 on top of the 8. Now, I bought here because I saw the higher lows. It was a prior low. All right, but right here, you see the 3 cross over the 8. If you didn't pick it up here, here's your opportunity right there on this candle. And I'm looking for the 3 on top of the 8. And it's even better when it's all on top of BYOB, which it is right there on that candle. Okay, you got a breakout right over this base. Okay, you see how every rally goes up to this line and stops. Every rally goes up to this line and stops. Every rally goes up to this line. So they're testing this. So the more holes they put in this, it's going to be Swiss cheese. And pretty soon there's going to be a hole big enough to drive price through. And here it is. The 3 crosses up over the 8. We cross up over through this resistance. All right? This is what I'm looking for. Price to run away from VWAP. The gold line is the VWAP. I'm looking for price to run away. So in order for me to believe that it's running away, I'm looking for the 3 to be on top of the 8. And I want them both pointed up. In other words, I want them both going in the up direction. Now, I chose this location to buy because I've got this can be my stop. That's why. You see how this low can be my stop. So I'm buying here, and I've got, what, maybe a 10, 20 cent stop. And I can really load up because I got a 10, 20 cent stop. Now, when I put on a position, and when I do a breakout, most times on a breakout, I only do 1/10 or 2/10 or 3/10 of a position. All right? Because I don't know if that breakout's going to work. But when I get a pullback, that's different. Okay? On a pullback, I can do full size. And, you know, a lot of you wonder, like, why does he do different sizes here and there? A pullback, I can how do I say it? I can average in. Okay? On a pullback, I can average in. And I can get better pricing. For me, it represents more opportunity than a breakout. How many of y'all bought a breakout and it failed and it comes back? Right? So for that, I don't like to go with a full position. I like to go with like 2/10, 3/10, you know, like a third of a position. And I change my position size based on what I see and where it's located. All right? That's the reason why I have different sizes on my positions. Like I showed you the birthday trade. Okay? I can go all in on that. Why? Because I'm so confident it's going to work. That's why. Okay? Do I recommend anybody going all in? Absolutely not. I recommend you paper trade until you build your confidence and you see patterns that work for you over and over and over. I want you all to paper trade until you understand it. That's what I'd like to see you do. And I think I have a lot to offer. You know, it's going to take some time, but I'd like you to start paper trading, with options and learning the concepts. Don't worry about what my trade went for, or if you got better than me, or if it went off when I said it went off. The point is, I want you to grasp the concepts. All right? That's the concept. Learn the trade and what to look for when you want that trade. And this was doing, right here, was doing what I wanted it to do. It was, see it winding up? It's making higher lows. This was a previous low. Look down here. See, here was a low. Now it's making higher lows. Up, now it's making another higher low. Up, now it's making another higher low. Up, now it's making another higher low. This right here is doing what I want it to do. This is the wind up where price coils up like a spring, and you got that all that energy inside that compressed spring that gets released, and then you get a big move like this. You see the biggest candle? Notice the biggest candle is at the very end of the move. That's a signal. This move could be over. You see that? The biggest candle at the end. I like to look for big candles. Okay? I like a big candle at the beginning. And I love it when there's another big candle at the end, because that's going to tell me it's over. All right? You see that? Big candle at the end. Biggest green candle. Look back 20 candles. Is there a bigger candle than that green candle right there? No. The move is over. Okay? Let it do the pullback consolidation trick, and then we'll buy the next pullback and we'll do it again. All right? This all comes from candle knowledge. All right? And the more you do this, and that's why I say on paper, because I don't want you to lose money. I don't. I'd rather see you get proficient at this on paper. If you can afford it. I know it's not easy to sit home all day long and just trade the market hours and look at it. It takes time though. But keep in mind, I don't want you losing your retirement over this either. Right? So I want you to capture what I'm teaching here. And once you get proficient at spotting what you want out of a trade, then you start, easing in with real money. Okay? Get your average up. All right? My first trading years, I lost money. Everybody's first trading years, I'll bet they lost money. All right? Unless, of course, they studied it a long time, okay? But as you get better and better and better, you're going to learn how to double your account, how to triple your account, how to 10x your account, how to 20x your account. You're going to get better and better, but it takes practice. It's like Rick mentioned yesterday. You play an instrument, you pick it up for the very first time. You have no clue what to do. You need some instruction. You need practice. And as you practice and work with instruction and tune your ears and your coordination with your fingers if you're playing guitar or trumpet or whatever, and your breath, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get better and better at this. But I'm saying practice it until you're ready, then you go out. Let me just say, the market loves to take your money. They've got 100 different ways to take your money. And they're very good at it. And they've been doing it, since the beginning of time. All right? There's been a market for something. And there's, 100 different ways to take your money. But get good at what you want and then strip out little pockets of bullishness or bearishness that are going to work. So this is what I'm looking for. All right? A 3 ace cross. There it is. The 3 crosses over the 8. on a bullish chart over VWAP. There's my signal. Get in. Get in for that. When is it over? The big candle tells me it's over. It'll either be a big candle or a double top or something like that. Okay? Get in, and when the 3 crosses back over the 8, see right there? The trade's done. In, out. No emotion. The moving lines tell you when to get in and out. That is the BYOB basic trade right there. In, out. It's that simple. All right? The only thing you have to find is a nice bullish chart with bullish price action. That's what I want you to look for. Bullish price action. See the wind up going on here? Bullish price action. Get in and just get out. That's it. Then go look for the next one. Let this one consolidate. Let it do its thing. And when it shows you the next bullish setup, then you nail it on the next one. In the meantime, you go look for another one. All right? This is done. Let it consolidate. Let it go for 3, 4, 5, maybe even 11 days. All right? This might not be ready for 7 to 11 days. All right? Let it do its thing, and then we pick it up on the next run. All right? So that's how I trade. Now I go to the SPY. What am I looking for? What do I do on the SPY? Okay? What was yesterday's trade? Right out of the gate, okay, I take my anchored VWAP. All right? And I put it on the previous day. And what do I like to look for? All right? I like to look for price moving away from the anchored VWAP. All right? That tells me investors want it. Okay? When price begins to move back toward it, that tells me investors and institutions don't want it. Okay? So I park this on the previous day. I see the bullish price action. First candle out of the gate. I say, in the morning, if you were here yesterday, the bulls strike first blood. Okay? So I'm buying. Now, how high is it going to go? Well, I want it to go that high, but I don't always get what I want. Okay? But we do have a trend line. Okay? All right? You see me connecting the highs here? Okay? And I said up here, if you want to take some profit and skin some off and move your stop up to break even, you should think about it. All right? I have no problem with you taking profits into bullishness. As a professional trader, okay, I take profits into the rallies and reload the dips. All right? That's what I do. All right? The only problem yesterday, we crossed over VWAP probably 20 times. All right? Notice the gold trade never crossed over VWAP 20 times. That's why it works out so well. Yesterday was nothing but chop. We went up over VWAP, came back down through it, went back up, tested it, came back down, tested the low, went back up through VWAP, came back down under it, then spiked up out of there, and then came all the way back down through it, then come up and tested it, and then went back down to test the lows again, and then we went back up through it, and then we failed to break out, came back down again, and then we finally broke out at the very last candle of the day. Okay? Yesterday was not a great day. We still made money. It was not a great day for trading SPY. Okay? Because you crossed VWAP probably 20 times yesterday. Gold was a much better play when we nailed that. You got that 3/8 cross, all right? And then it runs away from VWAP. Those are the trades you want to stick with. We made good money on this day, on the 26th. I said, bull struck first blood. I'm buying in. And we made great money on this rally all the way up to what? Biggest green candle, moves over, get out. Right there. That's the BYOB basic trade in a nutshell. I'm looking for price action to run away from VWAP. If it's not, move your stop up to break even, get out. But don't forget to give it enough room to let it work. All right? All right, so there's the BYOB. And I think, if you're part of this room, I think I can help you because this is what I look for. This is what works for me. All right? And that's it. I hope you come get a trial. Hope we make some money today. We'll see what happens. All right? I'm going to hit the recorder. Now, this is going to be recorded. So you got a morning presentation with a little kind of instructional webinar. All right? So keep this date in mind, the 28th of December. There's a cute little instructional webinar on how to day trade. 3 up over the 8 on a 10-minute chart. That's what I love. Now, I start out in the morning probably on a 2 because I want to see who's striking blood first. I want to see what's going on. Then I move to a 5. And then I move to a 10. This day worked out awesome. Look at that. 3 over the 8. Bulls draw first blood. I'm in. And I don't have to get out until that 3 crosses back under the 8. Or I see a big green candle at the end of the move. See how sweet that is? You're in and you ride it till the biggest green candle. Then you're out. Here's the cross. I'm done. Yeah, the point is I want you to keep up with me, but you need to trade at your own pace. That's a great point. People are worried they can't keep up with me. Let me just say, okay, I was trained on speed keys, okay? I trade very fast. Sometimes in one 10-minute candle, I'm moving, I'll do in one 10-minute candle. I can do close to 50 trades in one 10-minute candle. I'm very fast. All right, but that's the way I'm trained. All right, I train myself that way. I want to be the market maker. I want to trade right beside the market maker. I want to move up when he moves up. I want to get out when he gets out. All right, and in order to do that, I have to use speed keys because that's what I want to do. I want to be the market maker. I don't have the capital to do it, but I want to ride alongside of him. In order for me to do it, all right, I train myself on speed keys. All right, so that's just the way it is. If you ever see those guys on Wall Street, they run around with a little tablet. And on that tablet is a bunch of keys, all right? And they'll say, sell 5,000 or 1 cent over the ask. Sell 10,000, 2 cents over the ask. And they tap those keys and you see those fingers start working. They're constantly moving product. That's their job. Move that product. And they run these boxes and these tablets, and you'll see them. They're constantly, and they've got their orders already set up. All right, that's it. I'm going to render my video. I will take questions, all right? And I hope that helps clear up a few questions as to position size. Why Why is John going big? Remember, every one is a different position. If I add 50 up here, like remember I added 50 right here on this big green candle, that's a new position for me. Now, if I have an $800,000 account, that means I've got buying power up to $1.6 million. All right? So, 50 contracts, all right, that expire in 2 days is like peanuts for me. All right? You got to remember that. All right? Just because I trade 50 contracts. But the good news is, let me remind you, the good news is, okay, at the beginning of the year, I'm starting out with a brand new blank. There won't be any products in it at all. Blank account at $30,000. Okay, there won't be anything in it at all. It'll be right at 30. All right, because I know not everybody's got an $800,000 account. And then you can ride alongside of me as I take trades, probably more in line with what your trading account is. I'm sure you all got nice fat retirements, but you probably want to trade with an account that's closer to 20 or 30. So I'm going to start a new one. All right, January 2nd, 30K. All right, and I hope you join me. All right, we got trials are on sale right now, $24.50. You can hang out with me for 30 days. All right, so think about it. And let me just say, I don't know if I will do it. I plan to double my account before February. We'll see what happens, okay? But I have to be responsible with it. Remember, I'm just starting out. All right? Once I've got room and some extra capital to play with, I'll start taking bigger positions. But I have to build it up. I got to double it first. All right? So the first double is going to be my most conservative trading to start out with. All right? But let me just say, if there's a birthday trade, I'm going to take advantage of it. All right, so I'm going to take questions. I'm going to render my video, and I hope it clears some of the questions up. And I do have reasons why I do different position size. All right, so I'm going to render my video. I'll take questions. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. It means a lot to me. Lorraine, it was. I recorded it earlier, okay? It is when you have a base like this. See this consolidation right here? I'm going to box it off for you. You see this consolidation right through there? That's a base, okay? And if you look over here, we've got a little bit more, so we could actually even drag this over to there. Okay, so the birthday trade goes like this. Price goes up, okay, and then it gets high. It's right out of the gate. It's a big green candle. It may gap up. If it gaps up, you got to fill in the candle. In other words, if it gaps up this morning, let me trash that so I can help you understand it. Okay, if it gaps up to, let's just say, this point right there, all right? You got to imagine that overnight it traded up to there. So you take your candle where we closed yesterday, right there, and you fill it in, all right? So now you've got this igniting move, all right? And then price slams back to the base, and like a red rubber school ball, okay? When a student slams a red rubber school ball back down on the concrete pavement, all right? Then it bounces twice as high, All right, so it's going to come down, hit the black top, and then it bounces up twice as high. That's the birthday trade. Remember, the critical thing is we need to see the base hold price. And typically, they're evil. Remember, I told you they got 100 different ways of taking your money, okay? Typically, they spike the base hard, okay? But then they come right back, all right? Typically, they spike it real hard and get you thinking that, oh, it's going down. They spike it hard, but then out of nowhere, they reverse it and bring it right back up. Okay? And this is the one trade. This is the only trade that I've ever gone all in on. And the reason, and I don't want you going all in. All right? It's the only reason is because I'm confident about this trade. All right? So it goes up. It's going to come. It has to come down fast, Lorraine. All right? If it just wanders down, it's not the same thing. Okay? We don't need it to just float down like a feather out of the sky. Okay? We need it to slam down. All right? We need energy, force to make it bounce off of the black top and go, high up over the student's head. All right? It's imperative that it slams down. All right? And then we're going to look for that bounce to go twice as high. All right? All right, I'm going to go render my video.